This is NBC Montana Today.
Good morning, Montana. I'm Jason Hurst. As you pour your coffee and make breakfast, let's get you informed and ready to take on your Thursday. Coming up over the next half hour, Montana in the spotlight on a new nationwide initiative created by the Small Business Administration. How the plan aims to help companies and what one business owner says about the opportunity. Plus, Flathead Lake at the center of a new resolution before the Montana legislature, how it aims to change recreation at the popular destination spot. And as the closure of Missoula's Johnson Street shelter nears, kicking off a housing sprint. We'll walk you through the plan.
And good morning again, Missoula, 5:30, and we're going to be seeing partly cloudy skies through around 11 a.m., making it up to 52. And meanwhile here, hello, Bozeman, 37 as we start off our day, but as it goes on, making it up to 52 by 11. And we're also taking a quick look out over Butte, where we're going to see these temperatures making it up to 53 with mostly cloudy skies as we go through the day. Now, for right now, we are seeing temperatures in the 30s and 40s across the board. 33 there in Bozeman, 45 in Missoula. And coming up here in just a little bit, I'm going to be taking a look at a more expanded hour by hour for Missoula and Bozeman.
We begin with a developing story out of Polson. According to an official with the Polson Fire Department, an unoccupied single-family home located on the 200 block of 7th Avenue East was engulfed in flames upon arrival of crews, and the home is a total loss. Crews were able to prevent the fire from spreading to neighboring homes, and there are no injuries to report. Crews worked the scene until 1 a.m., and the cause of the fire is still under investigation. We will continue to follow this story to bring you more details. A new initiative aims to assist small manufacturers around the U.S., and the spotlight is on the Treasure State as the Small Business Administration holds a roundtable in Bozeman. NBC Montana's Michael Santaskoy attended Wednesday's event to find out how the SBA is helping small manufacturers in Montana.
Truck company Acela hosted a roundtable Wednesday to share details of their business and where they need assistance. Acela develops military-grade vehicles for the commercial market and provides military-grade truck chassis to commercial and government markets. President David Ronson says his company's products are in high demand, but they've been hit with staffing challenges since 2020.
We're competing with a lot of other companies. Our challenges are mostly in finding the people, the skilled labor, and bringing them in versus holding on to them.
The Small Business Administration came to Bozeman to share how a new plan, the Made in America Manufacturing Initiative, will help small manufacturers like Acela. The initiative is designed to increase access to capital, improve opportunities for public and private investments in support of manufacturing in America, and help small businesses export their products on a global scale. Associate Administrator Lisa Shimkat says it's crucial to help places like Montana, where businesses may be overlooked in the manufacturing industry, and understand where companies might need assistance.
We need to give a voice to those that haven't had a voice in the past, because so many times those are the ones that are saying, well, yeah, that's a pain point, but I'll figure it out. No more do we need to figure it out. We need to figure it out in DC, how we can relieve some of the regulatory burdens, how we can also bring more resource partners to the table.
Administrators say they will take their feedback to Washington, D.C. to share with federal agencies. Ronson says it's promising to hear how the new initiative will help not only his business, but other small manufacturers nationwide.
To hear that will be easier for businesses will no doubt convert to American-made products, onshoring into the United States, or local businesses growing in the United States. And I think that's the ultimate goal for all of us.
In Bozeman, Michael Santaskoy, NBC Montana.
Staying in Bozeman, city commissioners offered public hearings on impact fee service reports. Impact fees are one-time charges for new developments and are intended to account for impacts on public services. The Bozeman interim city manager says the impact fee service area report for water illustrates the city's success with their conservation policies and programs, reflecting decreased rates.
People are paying attention in a way they haven't before. I think they both understand we're in an arid climate. They understand the impacts of drought, but they also want to be smart and our incline water rates support conservation as well.
Saunders noted that the impact fee report had not garnered a single public comment, something he attributed to the thoroughness of the report's information. And city commissioners adopted the service area reports on Tuesday. In Missoula, the gradual closure of the Johnson Street shelter begins in less than a week. And on Wednesday, Missoula city staff shared a glimpse of what the process will look like. NBC Montana's Jacob Owens breaks down what the city is planning.
Missoula City Council members received an update on the phased closure of the Johnson Street shelter Wednesday morning. And technically that closure begins next month. But for the next 2 weeks, it's all about planning and beginning to meet with homeless individuals. The housing sprint, the city's effort to find a home for those who have been staying at Johnson Street, is just getting underway. Emily Armstrong says a daily call with service providers will begin April 7th.
Quick, rapid pace progress check-ins, updates, make sure folks have a touch point, have a service provider connected to them, help clear quick barriers, make referrals for funding.
April 2nd will see the start of office hours at the Johnson Street shelter on Mondays and Wednesdays. Armstrong says those eligible for the housing sprint funds are people who've used the shelter or its services from January through March. She says the shelter will start at its normal sleeping capacity of 165 people. Armstrong says the phased closure plan is still being worked on in coordination with the Poverello Center.
How many people you feel like you can reasonably house during this sprint? I know that I think it was 12 that got housed in the home for the holidays. And I'm just curious sort of where you think you'll land.
Armstrong could not provide an answer Wednesday, but said more will be known in about a month.
Once we have a chance to connect individually one-on-one with folks who are using the shelter, we'll have a much better sense of what the solutions may look like and the number we may be looking at.
To read the full story, visit our homepage at NBCMontana.com. Reporting in Missoula, Jacob Owens, NBC Montana.
Let's take a look at the latest from Montana's legislative session. A proposed measure that could impact recreation on Flathead Lake gets its first hearing in the state legislature. Senate Joint Resolution 18 is a measure supporting recreational uses on Flathead Lake. It urges fair treatment of recreation compared to hydropower fish and irrigation demands on the lake. Now, this resolution comes after the lake didn't reach full pool 2 years ago. Now, it aims to ensure all decision-making bodies consider recreation needs fairly. Now, it also says Flathead Lake recreation will be reflected in the next Columbia River Treaty and the next roundtable of Columbia River system operations.
I get it, we're pro-business, but we lose sight of the people that use a lake like Flathead Lake for not just recreation, but the tourism that so much of the Flathead Valley and really all the state of Montana depends upon.
No one spoke for or against the bill on Wednesday. The Senate Natural Resources Committee did not take action, and NBC Montana will continue to follow this story and bring you updates. And we now visit with forecaster Brianna Henderson with a look at your local weather. Bree, what has your attention as it is now 5:38 this morning?
Well, we're looking forward to the day ahead for Missoula, and things do remain partly cloudy for the most part, making it up to 69 degrees by about 4 p.m. And meanwhile, as we look towards Bozeman, very similar, but it does start getting cloudier sooner. You see those mostly cloudy skies moving in at about 10 a.m., becoming fully cloudy as we get into the evening hours. And coming up here on the other side of the break, I'm going to be taking a look at your 10-day forecast.
Coming up, a local hospital in the mining city spreads awareness for a certain type of cancer. What's catching the public's attention and when people should check in with their doctor. Plus, we take a closer look at how high school baseball continues to grow in the Treasure State. But first, here is a live look over Polson and Flathead Lake from our Quatucknuck Resort and Casino weather camera. Forecaster Brianna Henderson has your 10-day forecast. That's all coming up in about 10 minutes.